These are skills. Now look at the next definition wherein it says life skills, skill which is necessary or desirable for full participation. That is the key word here. All of us are living a life and we all have skills. But when you use these skills to live a desirable or a successful or a full-fledged life, then you call it a life skill. Now we go on to see how language is used as a life skill. In that picture that you see in the slide, we see a lot of words in bold, some words in small. Now when you look at the bold words, we also see communication. We see communication, which is one of the major roles of languages. I just picked up some life skill sets. Now these are the life skill sets, of which the first and foremost is communication. Then we have decision making, creative thinking, self-awareness and empathy. I will just tell you a small story before I get into technical details. We have all heard this story when we were small. Once upon a time, there was a saint and his disciple who went into a house to predict the future of that house. And when they went to predict the future of that house, this young disciple went and told the people of the house, or the head of the family, the father of the house, please understand, all your children will die and only you will be left over to enjoy the property. And what happened is the father felt very depressed and sad and he chucked out the disciple. But the same matter or the same information was conveyed by the saint in a different way, wherein he came and said, see, you're going to live long, your children are going to live long, and you're going to live so long, and you'll have such a wonderful lifespan, you will enjoy this property for a long time. Despite the fact that the statement or the information was negative, that his children were going to die even before him, the way it was portrayed, that is what is the difference between the saint and the disciple. Now, this is the exact difference between skill and life skill. You may have a skill, but how do I apply that in my life? I know to speak, I know a language, I know to operate computers, but how do I apply that in my day-to-day life to have a desirable achievement in my life? That is the main difference between skill and life skill. Now, when we come to language as a life skill, I see the participant list here, of which I see some are students, some are professors, some are members of JCI, and some of them are my friends. So if this be the case, now looking into language, I speak of two things. What are the innovative teaching methods to use language as a life skill? The other one is, how do we really use language? Apart from teaching in our everyday life, how do we use language? What is the main role of language? I think the main role of language is communication. Again, I'll get into my PPT. What is communication? Communication is conveying messages from one group to the other using sign, symbols and semiotic rules. The key word here is mutually. If I speak in English, you don't understand English, what happens? There is not going to be communication. Now I will just pose a question. When we say communication, what is the most important aspect of communication? Now there is a recent trend where people come and ask you, do you speak English? Do you speak Hindi? Do you speak French? But before speaking, there is something more in a language, there is something more in communication. Once upon a time, I remember people asking, do you understand the language? Because understanding something is more important than to speak. And when does this understanding happen? It doesn't happen only by words, but it also happens through your body language, which is non-verbal communication. Please pay close attention to the picture. You're able to see 4 girls here. When you look at the first girl, we are very clear that she's depressed. And when you look at the second one is she's, I don't know, she might be stuck up with some daydreaming or something. The third one too is not in her presence. But when I look at the fourth one, I clearly assume or I clearly understand she's confident, she's happy, and she is awaiting to take up a test or interview or whatsoever. So what we understand from this, much more than verbal communication or much more than words, non-verbal communication helps us to understand people. Now when I say language and when I say life skill, please understand the people around you, look at them, touch them, speak to them. You can't just like that say, okay, I'm speaking, she's listening. Now I'm talking, many of y'all are listening, but what's happening in your homes or what's happening in your places, I'm unable to see, which is a deficit. But still, when you really meet people in person, look into their eyes, look into their body language, look into their face. There is a small exercise. If you want, please click for neuro-lingual programming. When you click on this link, you will be able to understand how even when a person's eyes are closed, they communicate so much. Then imagine how much more communication will happen when your eyes are open. So that's what I'm trying to stress upon. Non-verbal communication communicates more than 80%. So now what is the next communication? The next communication is verbal communication. As I previously mentioned, verbal communication is not talking and writing. Much more ahead, the most important competency is listening. We need to listen. We have to listen to people and then only start speaking. It's not that I speak and you listen. In that case, you know this is not a life skill. It's only a skill where there's only a monologue happening. You speak, I speak, both of us speak, then you call it a conversation. Only one person speaks, the other person is sitting in the class. Then it's not a conversation, it's only a monologue. Interaction has to happen. An interaction has to happen. The first and foremost thing is to listen. With regards to verbal communication and how you teach languages, we'll see it maybe a few minutes later. Now, the third important communication of this generation, digital communication. Now, we look at the smileys there. Look at the first smiley. It has two big eyes with a line below and with something on the cheeks. What does this communicate? Does it communicate anxiety or does it communicate fear? Look at the next image. It has some tear droplets with a person laughing. Now what does this communicate? Or come below to the sixth one. It has eyes with hearts. So does it communicate love? Why I'm stressing on digital communication is because this generation, when we look at the speed in which they handle their mobile phones or their gadgets, their communication doesn't use words. They use alphabet and they use these emoticons. So if we as teachers or parents are not well versed in this digital communication, how do we even understand them? That is my question. So I just flow back with how we started. There's something called skill, what I know, life skill, wherein I apply my skill into my everyday life. And in that life skill, we are seeing of languages. The major use of language is to communicate. And in communication, the most important aspect is to observe, that is non-verbal communication. Next is to listen, which comes under which is one competency under verbal communication. And finally, we saw digital communication. Now, let me get into the stage where I say, how can you use or how can you innovate or how can you make interesting your classes wherein you teach this verbal communication, these four competencies. In the sense, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. What we learn with pleasure, we never forget. That's why people say, please make students or please make your children to like what they do. When you like what you do, you tend to remember it more rather than doing something by force. The first thing that I say is songs. Now we are in a webinar training where we are using technology. And you can tell me we have songs in YouTubes, we have so many movies which are there on cloud. But still, why do I say songs in the class? There may be teachers or there may be adults who may ask, we don't have a good voice. How do we sing? So why do I again and again reiterate songs in class? Now the first point why I say songs in class, suppose as an English teacher you teach Shakespeare, or you may be teaching Wordsworth, or we may be teaching languages through different literary works. Then how do you teach slangs? How do you teach dialects? Now, I just apologize. I quote some Tamil songs. Udari in Tamil. Do we have any literary text wherein you can teach those typical dialects of Chennai or of Madurai or of Trichy? The only possibility is by either introducing them to movie songs or to movies. And when it comes to movies, we need smart boards or we need technology into the classroom. Now coming to India, which is developing, digitalizing day by day, good, we have smart boards, we have technology in many schools and colleges. But what about the remote villages? What about schools where you don't have that much of technological advancements? What do? It happens that the teacher starts singing for the first time, children laugh, there's joy, they repeat. That is what we as children did when we were in school. We used to sing rhymes. Johnny, Johnny, yes, Papa. We remember it even today because repetition. First I said dialects. Dialects can be taught through songs, local dialects. The second thing is that music is fun. Let me ask so many of you, how many of you know the national anthem? Everybody will be able to sing the national anthem by heart. But when I ask people to take the national pledge, why? Because pledge is only words, but national anthem has got music into it. So again, music facilitates learning, facilitates teaching. Now we'll come to grammar. When it comes to grammar, let us take basic Tamil grammar. How are we taught Tamil grammar? We have one book called Ilakkanam, and we are asked to learn that Ilakkanam, and the students come up saying, grammar is horrible, we are not able to learn. Okay. And there is something in Tamil called Ani Ilakkanam. I am a French professor, I'm just giving a basic example, wherein people say, can you quote or can you teach me Ani Ilakkanam using movie songs? What happens? The teacher is like flabbergasted. She wonders, what shall I do? How shall I teach them? I'll give you a basic example. Suppose I say, Rasade Vanna Kanada Nenju Kathadi Poladadu. This is a very famous song. This word polar, when we say polar, obviously it comes under one ani called Uvamayani or Uruvagani. And now you know what happens. The student starts thinking, okay, I correlate my grammar with this song. There is a movement from the known to the unknown. She already knows the song. And now she is trying, or he or she is trying to compare it with the grammar aspect. So use songs. You teach the culture. Through the songs, you teach the culture. There is a film called Sound of Music, where there is a matron who comes home to take care of the children, 7 children of the captain, and she teaches them so many songs. Now this culture of a woman coming into a house to take care of children, which was happening in England, how do you teach this culture? Will you ask them to read so many novels to understand the culture in England? No. Just this song. Just this adieu song. So long, farewell, it's time to say goodbye. That song and Sound of Music helps the student really understand, oh, there was somebody who came to take care of the children and she taught them this song. And let the teacher sing this in class. If the teacher doesn't have a good voice, okay, one of the students can sing the song. Now, adding on to this song, what I do in my class, it's a multidisciplinary approach. What do we do? This concept is called vocalies. Take a song that you know in any language. You take a song, for example, in Malayalam, you take Endamanda Jimiki Kammal, or in Tamil, you take Why This Kolavaridi, or in English, you take the song come on, whatever, that songs. Whatever songs you want, you choose. Why I'm mentioning these songs is that we've already done this in our classes. Take these songs, give them some sentence wherein you will replace. Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Audible.
I'm audible only.
Audible.
Okay. Okay. Because okay, yeah. So wherein what happens, now let me give an example. In French, I say, my name is Cynthia. I say, moi, je m'appelle Cynthia. Now let me sing the song. Why this color very deep. Now my student knows this song very well. I tell him, take out those words. Rather, you replace these words with moi, je m'appelle Cynthia. First time they laugh. Second time, they sit together in groups, they laugh among themselves, but finally they sing. And when they sing, you know what happens? It is a typical example of the national anthem and the pledge. They start singing once, twice, thrice, then they come up with their own sentences and they come up with their own songs. So this is something innovative wherein we've added the songs to this concept called vocalies, wherein you have an existing tone and to that tone you add a new sentence or a new phrase. Games. Immediately people may say, if you're going to play games in the class, it's going to create noise. The entire staff room or the entire school or the entire crowd is going to come inside and look at your class and find it so annoying. But when you ask your students or when you ask your children who find it difficult to speak a language, for that matter English, I have seen games facilitate. For example, let me start with the basic game, ball. You take a ball. As a teacher or as a mother or as a father, you have it in your hands, throw it to your student, you don't know to whom you will throw. And even they won't know to whom it's going to come to. And once they receive the ball, they are supposed to say, hi, my name is so-and-so, I'm studying in this class. And they've got to throw it back to somebody else who's got to pick it up and say the same thing. What happens? The entire class has to be alert. They don't know who is going to receive the ball. Or you want to make it more interesting, split the class into two teams. Suppose there is a class of 100, because this is what people ask me, how do you do this in a class of 100? 100 students are in class, let 90 of them be seated. 5 come this side, 5 come that side. They throw the ball. Team A throws the ball, Team B receives the ball, and Team B, okay, on catching the ball, whoever catches has to say, hi, my name is John. What about you? And they throw it back. The next person in Team A has to receive it. So there are two things. One, he has to catch the ball. If he doesn't catch, the team loses. Second, on catching the ball, he has to speak the sentence that the teacher has taught that day. And the other advantage, as these children keep repeating, hi, my name is and so, the class is listening it again and again and again, and you have repetition happening. At this juncture, I would like to say, any subject, not only languages, any subject can be taught using games. If at all you people need ideas as to how you can teach a particular concept using games, you can write to me or you can WhatsApp to that number that was given, and I will definitely give you suggestions as to how any topic. No, I'm not speaking of debutant level, I'm not speaking of primary level wherein you only teach phrases, wherein you teach only basic paragraphs. I'm speaking to levels where you teach science, where you teach philosophy, but still you can use games. And the most important advantage is physical movement, which restricts your students from sleeping in the class. And it's an overall class participation and team participation. Now, theatre, enacting a theatre or a skit in the class. What is the advantage of doing this? First, I spoke of body language. Now, suppose I say hi. Now, this hi, this concept of hi, we know it doesn't belong to our Tamil Nadu. People say in Tamil Nadu, your culture is this. But generally, we don't notice many of them saying this way. We say hi. And in France, the system is wherein people hug one another and they do it with their cheeks. So when a child is asked to enact a small skit, Don't take the full skit or don't ask them to enact the entire thing. A portion of the skit. When they try to enact that particular part of the skit, one, they have to know the language. They need to know the story and which part of the story they are enacting. They have to coordinate as a team. And above all, the body language. Suppose you're a king, you have to give the body posture of king. You're a servant, you give the body posture. So you teach two things, verbal, non-verbal and culture through theatre. Now as I keep speaking, something may be running in your mind. She's speaking of all things, all primitive things. Why don't we use technology? This comes into our mind because now that we are all in lockdown, yes. Technology, please use WhatsApp. You have a WhatsApp group to communicate to your students. Use Google Classrooms, Google Meet, Swayam, MOOC, Zoom, and whatever apps you know, use it. But when you use technology, what do? You teach them skills. But when you want these skills to become life skills, I repeat, when you want skills to become life skills, the personal touch of a human is necessary. I think we all experienced that during this lockdown. We are teaching our students. We are communicating through webinars. We are sending messages in WhatsApp and email. But still that human touch is what transforms a skill into a life skill. As I mentioned in the beginning, empathy is one of the most important life skills. How can that be taught over technology? I am not saying no technology. Yes, technology is very important. That is what is making me to talk to you. Yes, but the human touch is the most important. And that's why they say technology will not replace teachers. I assure this because there is so much of things happening where they say a day will come, Sophia will come, robots will come, and you will not have teachers. What will happen? Now we have teachers who teach traditional methods, who teach innovative methods, who teach using technology. Maybe with due course of time, we will have teachers who will use more technology. So technology will never replace teachers, but teachers who use technology may probably replace teachers who do not. So what do I sum up? Human touch is important, technology is important, but it is this balance. Use technology to teach skills, use your human touch to transform that skill into a life skill. Okay. Now I would like to conclude all that we spoke about, and here I quote Le Petit Prince, wherein he says, "This is my secret, a very simple secret. It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is always invisible to the eye." So thank you for this opportunity, and I think now we can move to the question session. And one more thing before we go to the question session. Your e-certificates, whoever has registered, your e-certificate would be sent to that mail ID, or you can contact me at this number. You can also contact me if you want to create games for any topics that you teach. So thank you.
JD sir.
Yes.
Sir, your mic is
Thank you,
unmuted.
madam. Yeah. Thank you, madam, for the beautiful and wonderful session. Thank you so much. At this juncture, I thank Mr. Tirunavakar sir, syndicate member from Ramakrishna Mission Vidyalaya. He is the person referred to you, effort your session and other things for your interest handling the session. Thank you very much. Now the feedback from others, the interested candidates, give your feedback. Hello.
Participants, you shall unmute your mic and you shall ask any kind of questions, or if you want feedback, please provide.
Hi, Sandhya.
Hi, ma'am. Linda, ma'am. Hi, ma'am.
Yeah, it was such a nice session. You have presented an idea in a very much crisp and meaningful way. It was really wonderful. Very, very nice to listen to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I think since Linda, ma'am, you come from Kerala, this Chimiki Kamal song, we too in Nilgiris, we have a lot of Malayalis from Calicut, wherein they were the ones who gave me this suggestion. Why don't we take this Chimiki Kamal song, replace it with our French words and sing? And there were some girls who were Christian choir singers, wherein they came and told me, as the deer panted for the waters, why don't we use this song in French? And we keep singing that for programs and competitions too.
Yeah, that's a nice idea. But one of my doubt is like, can we adopt? Now we are speaking in terms of French, you know. So can we adopt these techniques to teach any language, like any language that turned out to be a second language for not only English or French, not only foreign languages, for a person who is interested to study any language, even our regional languages. So is it possible to adopt these techniques incorporate into learning such languages?
Yes, for all languages, whether it is a second language like English, French, Malayalam, Urdu, or Sanskrit, or even if it is a language that is taught at the master's level, we can use games. I'll put it this way. Now, suppose imagine there is a student who is doing his master's in Hindi.
Okay.
He might be learning some literature of Premchand. If that is going to happen, even to such a such person, we can use games, or we can use theater, or rather we can use this concept of vocalies. Now I'll give you an example. Suppose Premchand has written a novel on the agriculturalists. That's what majorly he writes on peasants. So if that be the case, what we can do, we can say, okay, now why don't you take the current situation of India, the farmers, as to how the agricultural sector is affected because of this COVID-19, and why don't you compare this situation with what is happening during the time of Premchand through a play. Now what happens, they are not going to use the language of Premchand, but they are going to bring out his ideas in their local language and in current day situation. So this is theater. I think as of now, what came to my mind was this. But when you give me, say, like 30 to 40 minutes or say 1 day's time, we can think about more games, or rather we can think about songs.
Yeah.
Now, there is in Malayalam also, we have this Valayar Ravi.
Vailar Ravi. Yeah, Vailar Ravi songs.
Vailar Ravi songs. I see some Malayalam professors at university levels who use his songs to teach the Malayalam language.
Yeah, okay. And one more thing, Cynthia, I just wanted to very much stress and support your point that nowadays, after this lockdown, there is such an influx of technology and everything happening. And but there is such a deficit that there is without a human touch, without the direct in face-to-face interaction of a teacher, it is not that complete. So I very much support you at that point.
Yes, ma'am. I also would like to add a point. Now, there are many of us here who are married and we have children. We have seen in movies how the mother hugs the child, and we've seen in the movies how the father carries the child, and we are able to feel it. But when we become a mother, or when we become the father and we carry the child in our own hands, that is the real feel. And that is the difference between the teacher and the technology.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you, Cynthia. So over to other persons for the discussion.
Thank you, ma'am.
Participants, any other questions or feedbacks?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, sir. Ma'am, this session was very useful, and I'm a teacher in a matriculation school. I feel this will be very helpful when I go back to my year. Thank you.
Ma'am, what subject do you teach?
Ma'am, I'm teaching economics, but I'm very much interested to listen English videos. That's why I joined this session, ma'am.
Okay.
I am very much passionate towards English, ma'am. That's why I joined this session, and I feel very happy that it is very much useful, ma'am. Even I think I can try for using in my subject also. Though my English is not that much good, I love your way of speaking. Your communication is very good. I like your session very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, and I would like to say something about economics also, since you
Yes,
said
ma'am.
school level. Now, when you speak of GDP and all those things, certain times what happens, the statistics and all these things, there is a probability that the student is little distracted from the class. And when you have this particular thing, like now, for example, if you want to speak of the financial stress in the country, after this COVID, when you go back to class, see, suppose you want to do the financial stress of the country after COVID, what you can do, you can create a small game. You can create a small game wherein you can say one person will be the prime minister, one person, or you can create a mock cabinet kind of thing, and one group can be the agriculturalist, and when they speak, they will literally speak out their heart, ma'am. I don't know, even if it's one of the richest schools or even if it's the poorest of schools, when you give students this opportunity, they speak out the truth. They don't even worry people are watching us, or they don't have that barriers. And inside the classroom, it's going to be between you and your students. So you can tell them, okay, enact this. Or you can tell them, find a song similar to this situation that you have ever heard in some movies. Maybe I don't know. I'm not criticizing anybody. They may sing a song like any song for that matter. They can sing. சீட்டு கட்டு கணக்காக இவங்க வீட்டை கட்டி இருக்காங்க, வீட்டை கட்டி இருந்தாலும் பல ரோட்டு மேல படுக்காக. If there is a song, I don't know, it's an MGR song, a Nagesh song, I am able to sing this song on the spot, which means students, they may represent the poverty, the drawbacks of this virus through some other song. And you know what happens after 10 or 20 days, they may not even remember that the topic was financial stress, but they'll remember what happened in class, and that will facilitate their learning of economics.
Hi, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hi, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Nalini, ma'am, tell me.
Yes, ma'am. I am coming from Nelmarvattur, ma'am. Adiparasi Matriculation School. Tamil teacher.
Nice,
I
ma'am.
can easily understand your English, ma'am. எனக்கு நிறைய ஐடியா கிடைச்சிருக்கு. ரொம்ப யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருந்துச்சு. உங்களோட அந்த பிக்சரைஸ்டா நீங்க காட்டும் போது எங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருந்துச்சு. ரொம்ப தேங்க்ஸ், மேம்.
ஓகே மேம், உங்களுக்கு ஒரு பாயிண்ட் மேம். அணிலுக்கு எடுக்கும்போது தயவு பண்ணி சினிமா பாட்டு யூஸ் பண்ணி எடுங்க. இப்ப ராசாத்தி உன்னை காணாத நெஞ்சு காத்தாட போல ஆடுது மாதிரி எனக்கு ஒரு தமிழ் சார் வந்து இது எடுத்தாரு, தற்குறிப்பு ஏற்றணி. எப்பவுமே தமிழ்ல தற்குறிப்பு ஏற்றணி அப்படின்னா அந்த ஒரு இலை வந்து இப்படி ஆடுச்சு சிலப்பதிகாரத்துல, கொடி ஆடுது. அதையே சொல்லி சொல்லி இப்ப நீங்களும் சொல்றீங்க, நானும் சொல்றேன், நமக்கு இப்ப வரைக்கும் அதேதான் சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. நான் வந்து ஒரு ஆர்வத்துல எனக்கு தமிழ் ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். சோ அந்த ஆர்வத்துல நான் சொன்னது என்னன்னா, ஜீன்ஸ்னு ஒரு படம் இருக்கு இல்லையா, இந்த மூவில வந்துட்டு ஒற்றை காலிலே பூக்கள் நிற்பது உன் கூந்தலில் நின்றாடத்தான். பூ வந்து ஒத்த கால நிக்குது. அப்ப இது வந்து இயற்கையா நடக்கிற ஒரு விஷயத்த கவிஞர் தன்வசப்படுத்தி எழுதுனால இது ஒரு தற்குறிப்பு ஏற்றணி. இனி நீங்க அது மறக்க மாட்டீங்க மேம். சோ
தேடணும் மேம், இது மாதிரியான விஷயங்களை தேடணும்.
ஆமா மேம்.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, ma'am.
I'm Rashmi from Coimbatore. Really, the session was very much interesting and very wonderful. Really, I like it. Thank you.
And what subject you teach, ma'am?
Teaching Hindi.
Hindi. Okay. So you should have been relating to Premchand when I was speaking to.
Yeah, really, sometimes I do what you did it here.
Yes.
Really, we have to act sometime. We have to sing.
Yes, ma'am.
Really wonderful.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. வணக்கம் மேம். ஹலோ,
சொல்லுங்க மேம்.
ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்தது உங்களுடைய எக்ஸ்பிளனேஷன். அதுவும் இப்ப கொடுத்த அந்த தற்குறிப்பேற்ற அன்னைக்கு ரொம்பவே நல்லா கொடுத்தீங்க மேம். வெரி இன்ட்ரெஸ்டட் இன் யுவர் கிளாஸ். ரொம்ப இம்ப்ரெஸ் பண்ற மாதிரி இருந்தது. தேங்க்யூ சோ மச் மேம்.
Any other feedback? Gayatri Devi madam, உங்களோட feedback கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா நல்லா இருக்கும்.
Bonsoir madame.
Bonsoir.
Comment ça va?
Ça va, dis-moi. Est-ce que tu peux passer que vous avez dit?
I just would like all the audience to understand what we speak, so I don't want to complicate things.
That's why I called her. You know the ma'am? You know the secret?
Okay.
Always you play with the secret, sir. I understand.
I know
very
that the
nice.
capacity of the capacity of the people. That's why immediately I call you.
Okay, that's great, sir. So I really would like to tell that I enjoyed the session. Definitely this method told was very interesting, and even I follow the same to teach children because I am very passionate to learn and teach language. So I do handle French, Tamil, English, Hindi.
Awesome.
Yeah. So nice meeting you, madam. Great going.
You teach where, ma'am?
At RSPuram, Coimbatore. We have an institution at RSPuram.
Okay. Nice.
2 days before she was handling the session, the same webinar series.
Oh yeah, I heard from the English professor, Professor Karthik, that it was only after her session that people were so much motivated in getting certificates and
Yeah. Same personality. Yes, sir.
Nice.
For her motivation only, 2 days we are having the lot of traffic jam in our session.
So that is nice actually to hear and to actually attend today's session. Nice meeting you.
Me too, same here, ma'am. Merci beaucoup. Hello.
Any other feedback from others?
Hello.
Sir.
Yes.
Ma'am, good evening, ma'am. I'm Karthikeyan, VP Training. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir, I'm able to hear you.
Ma'am, actually, your session was very useful, ma'am. Today I learned a lot of things by your lesson, by your session. So every English professors and English staff members should concentrate that each and every digital communication and what I say, all the points are very useful, ma'am. I followed, ma'am, what you said. And your presentation, PPT presentation is also awesome, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. I should actually thank Professor because he was the one who gave a suggestion that PPT and screen share could be done. I am not that good in technology, so Professor Karthik was coordinating yesterday, day before, and he was like, why don't you have a PPT? So then I didn't know what to do. He said, create a PPT. There will be a link called share screen. It was like, over the phone, he was teaching me the entire thing as to how the Zoom app should be used with PPT. So special thanks to sir. And I'm also happy to know because when we were speaking, he said, okay, are you also in JCI? Then I said, yes, in Greece, I am in JCI. And I found out, sir, I'm the Vice President for Junior JCI Training.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's my pleasure and also it's my duty, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you,
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Manimegalai ma'am, சொல்லுங்க.
பேசுங்க மேம். மேடம் கேக்குது, பேசுங்க. Okay. Right. My good friend from Pondicherry, Dr. Padmanabhan sir, give your feedback.
Dr. Deenadayalan for organizing this type of programs every day in every topic, variety of topics. I'm really impressed to see you. That too a nice session, especially which is more interesting on the topic that is language as a life skill. It is very, very important to each and everyone. Not only those who are in teaching, even anyone in business or in teaching or in day-to-day life, it is very important. So you have selected a nice topic and the resource person also have performed well. That too especially as impressed that teachers cannot replace by the technology, but the teachers can. Those who use the technology definitely can replace the teachers who are not using the technology. So it is really impressive proud. It is like a proud. Thank you very much for organizing this type of session. I expect more and more sessions from your side. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Any other feedback from others?
So feedback from myself.
Yeah,
More,
yes, Mohan. Yeah.
Ma'am, I have to register this. Since the beginning of the session, I have been removing, adding, and admitting all the participants. Even before I unmute this mic, I have added 2 people actually here. So first ever in my experience, till the end of the session, we haven't reached the end time. Still people are interested and coming in, which shows that how powerful you are and the session importance, how it is. So really, thanks for that. It's a different experience for me also. I have noted everything. Also, I have recorded the thing. People have personally invited me. Please register this through YouTube. I will do that also, ma'am. So thank you, ma'am.
And please share the link with me, because I didn't know that the number of participants was restricted to 100. I'm sorry to all the people whom I invited, because I think I forwarded to around 7 groups, and each group had 250 participants, which means that even if 20 participants from a group have requested to join the meeting, it would have overloaded, and that is why I couldn't join, which was all the more frustrating for the technical guys. But nice, I had sent them, as I was speaking, I had sent them the message to their WhatsApp, making it very clear, don't worry, the sessions are recorded, and despite the fact that you have not attended this, because now that is running in so many teachers' mind. See, we registered, and now that we are not there in the live chat, will we be getting our e-certificate or not? So I told them, don't bother, that will come to you because you have registered, and you will also be sent the YouTube link or this video link so that you can run through as to whatever was spoken. And I really appreciate the patience of Professor Karthik and you, because I am not that good in technology. Not that I'm not at all good in technology. So I remember he's like, ma'am, keep the screen this way, keep the screen this way, you put down this number, and I didn't even know what my ID was. That's the worst of all scenario. I told them my name is Cynthia George, and then they said, no, you look at the thing, and people here helped me. Luckily, things worked out for good. Thank you so much, sir. So please share the YouTube link. My friends and my colleagues would be very happy to hear me speak, because they know I want to register this point here. Unlike other teachers who give speeches, and after giving the speech they go to the traditional system of teaching in class, which I don't do. Every day there is something new that happens in our class, and I don't know how to put forward. I've had lots of contacts because of this, because our class is always noisy, the class is always disturbed, and people think we are indisciplined, but that's not indiscipline, that's a different way of learning altogether. So yeah.
Thank you, Mohan. Thank you so much. On behalf of the management and principal, staff, and students of Gandhi Arts and Science College, JC Satyamangalam Jasmine and JC Hero Delight, thank each and everyone the participating this event and supporting our webinar series 2020. This day is a very special day for us. From starting itself, we are having the heavy traffic for entering the session. That's why the great support from all the areas. We are the small college, we are the new college, just the 5 years old. We are trying for that, making each and everyone to attracting the people in any way. We are sending the invitations and promotions to the more than the 4,000 members, not only for the Tamil Nadu, not only for the India, to throughout the world. We are sending the promotions. We are having the participants from all the world. For last 2 days, 3 days before, we have the participant from Singapore and US and Kuwait. So this type of support we gather, we will do the best every day. We do the best presentation from our side. Thank you very much, madam, for giving the wonderful session. At this juncture, I thank our syndicate member Tirunavukar sir, referring to you for handling this session. Congratulations to for Providence College management also for assigning this webinar series to conduct session for us. Thank you very much. Thank you, and I'll keep in touch. Definitely, we will call one day for our college. We can do that for our students. That is the great experience for not only for the students. We can do the faculty development program for our staff members also. They have to learn from the new era for the teachers that can be helpful to their profession and also the students of the future generation. Thank you very much. Thank you, Andal. Up to May 17th, we are having the webinar series 2020. All the members are requested to attend the meeting and support us for the Gandhi Arts and Science College. Thank you very much. Thank you, Natal.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, excuse me, sir. For the e-certificate, shall we collect the particulars of participants?
Karthi?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am receiving, sir. Sir, I am receiving their details in Google Form, sir.
Okay, we will send it through their mail ID. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. You will get the certificate through your mail ID.
Fine, sir. Shall we close the session, sir?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.